Welcome to Paris, the city of light, the city of love, the capital of France that stole my heart on my first trip back in 2008. Since then, I've returned again for a longer trip in 2016, and now this, my third time in the city. I'm excited to share all of the things that I love about this vibrant city that is steeped in history, culture, art, and incredible food. Good morning from one of the most colorful streets in Paris. I am so excited to be back in the city and exploring it yet again. I feel like a kid in a candy store every time I'm here. It's so beautiful. There's so much delicious food to have. So for the next few days, I'm going to be taking you all over the city, seeing some of the most popular tourist sites, but also things like this. And eating along the way, as always. I hope you enjoy this video, so let's get touring. Obviously, I'm in a coat. It is mid-February, and it's 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's pretty chilly still, but it should warm up a little bit during the day, and blue skies, so. I started my morning with a visit to Rue de Rivoli, the most colorful street in Paris. Located only a few blocks from Gare de Lyon, this neighborhood is packed with cool things to check out in Paris. From here, it's about a 10-minute walk to Bastille. This is a very historically significant area in Paris. As early as 1357, there was a fortress located here which was called Bastille. For much of its history, it was used as a state prison, but it's perhaps best known now for the storming of the Bastille, which took place on the 14th of July, 1789, during the French Revolution. The fortress was eventually demolished and is now a plaza where people still gather to let the government know they are not too pleased. From Bastille, there's a beautiful walk which you can find at the corner of the plaza. Simply follow these steps down to this beautiful port-side path. I bet if you visit in the summertime, these are all flowers in bloom, or even springtime. But I always think it's really nice to find these little quiet pockets in such a big, busy city. So if you're in the Bastille area, this is well worth a little detour to just see those beautiful boats, the reflections. If you come in the morning, the colors are so beautiful. After strolling along the path, I hopped on the metro to get to another part of the city. I came out at Hôtel de Ville, or City Hall. This location has been the headquarters of the municipality of Paris since 1357. The building that you see today was originally constructed in 1535, but the building and all of its archives were burned by the Paris Commune, a revolutionary government that seized power from the 18th of March to the 28th of May, 1871. It was rebuilt between 1874 and 1882. From Hôtel de Ville, you can walk across the Seine to reach one of the city's most famous destinations. The construction of the Notre Dame of Paris began in 1163. It remained intact until the 1790s, when it was badly damaged during the French Revolution. It has received many facelifts since that time, but unfortunately, on the 15th of April, 2019, during some more renovation work, the roof caught fire. The cathedral is still under construction from the damage that occurred during that fire. So at the time of my visit in February 2023, you couldn't get very close, and you could not enter the church. My legs were feeling good, and it was starting to get nice and sunny, so I carried on walking until I reached the Louvre. The Louvre is home to the largest collection of fine art in France, and you can easily spend an entire day exploring all of the different wings of this stunning palace museum. Just be sure to pre-book your ticket with a specific time slot so you don't waste time in the ever-present line. Next to the Louvre is my favorite park in Paris, the Tuileries. Whether it's a sunny, warm day or it's misty and gray, this park is full of joggers, dog walkers, and tourists enjoying the sights. It has chairs scattered all over the place where you can sit back and take in the scene, or rest your weary walker's legs. But I was on a mission, so I didn't sit. Instead, I walked back across the Seine to a museum I have long wanted to visit, the Musée d'Orsay. This stunning museum is home mainly to French art dating from 1848 to 1914, including paintings, sculptures, furniture, and photography. A walk back across the Seine and back through the Tuileries will bring you to Rue de Rivoli, one of the most famous streets in Paris, which is a wonderful covered walkway, perfect for strolling in rainy Paris weather. I strolled around a little bit more to Place Vendôme before it was time to get the metro to a different famous boulevard. The Champs-Elysees is perhaps Paris's most famous street, at least to Americans. It's packed with designer shops and tourists spending all of their money in them. I simply stopped for a peek at the Arc de Triomphe before heading inside another wonderful museum made even better due to the fact that it's entirely free, the Petit Palais. Home to a beautiful collection of 20th century art and a really fantastic cafe, this is well worth a detour from the Champs-Elysees. From here, you can hop on the metro to visit another must-see spot in Paris. Trocadero is packed with tourists, but that's because it is one of the best views of the Eiffel Tower, and it's completely free. The next day, after I gave my legs a good rest and had a great sleep, I was up early to explore the largest flea market in Europe, the Paris Flea Market. This area is a meeting place of quite a lot of different markets, including street vendors alongside market stalls, shop fronts, and indoor markets. I saw everything from upscale furniture to vintage homewares, and clothing to shoes, both old and new. This market just keeps going. It is absolutely enormous. It must take up like 10 city blocks in every direction. It's overwhelming. After getting quite overwhelmed by the amount of stalls at this market, I headed onward to a slightly calmer place, the Picasso Museum. The museum has over 5,000 works of art by Picasso in its collection, thanks mostly to the fact that when Picasso's second wife, Jacqueline, died, her daughter paid her inheritance tax to the French government in the form of paintings by Pablo Picasso. I spent a little bit more time exploring the La Muraille neighborhood, which is both historical and extremely fashionable. I stopped into another free museum, the Museum Cognac J, which was housed in a beautiful old building and home to some very nice art and a stunning courtyard, before heading to a totally new to me part of Paris. The Pompeidou Center is an avant-garde building that houses several different things, including the National Museum of Modern Art. It's worth going inside simply to enjoy the views from the 5th floor, but this is one of the best museums in Paris, in my humble opinion. A few other museums that I visited on this trip that I recommend checking out are the Cluny Museum, which is home to ancient Roman baths, the Pinault Collection, which is housed in an old stock exchange building, and the Orangerie, which is home to Monet's water lilies as well as a collection of other incredible artwork. On my final morning in Paris, the skies were sparkling blue, and the Montmartre neighborhood was even busier than I thought it would be. I thought for sure I would be early enough so that I wouldn't have to wait in line to enter Sacré-Cœur. But alas, some people wake up much earlier than I do. And on this occasion, many people woke up earlier than me. So I enjoyed looking at this stunning church, and then I carried on my way to see more of Paris. But before I left, I found the famous sinking building, which is in fact an optical illusion, and it's just located in front of a hill. On my last day in Paris, I wandered through another fantastic central city park, Luxembourg Gardens. Then I wandered up the road to the Pantheon and had planned to visit my favorite English bookstore, Shakespeare & Co. But it was so busy that there was a line out the door just to get inside. I hope you enjoyed exploring Paris with me. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up, it really supports my channel. And join me next week as I share all of the amazing food that I had during this trip to Paris. Thanks as always for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!